Sweet sounds of chirping birds singing, the lovely rhythm of the bees buzzing through the garden as the sun softly hugs his face with its rays, and the overwhelming comfort of his soft sheets, all pleasing. What? Jacob screams and jumps out of his bed, looks at his alarm clock, as it beeps 11 a.m. on the screen. He is 2 hours late for an interview. He quickly wears his pants, put on some deodorant and rushes to the kitchen to make coffee. He plugs in his coffee maker and closes the lid and presses the button to start steaming. He waits for a minute when the lid suddenly pops open and the hot coffee splashes everywhere, including his shirt. He ruses to the bathroom to take off his shirt and clean himself up. He puts the shirt in the washing machine, but it refused to start. After kicking the machine, he turns to leave the bathroom when the machine spits out his shirt and it lands on his back. The buttons on his shirt wipe the back of his neck painfully. What the hell is going on? First my alarm refused to ring, my coffee, and now this. He screams, puts on another shirt and orders a cab with his phone. The cab arrives in 5 minutes. He sends an email explaining that he will be late to the company and looks out the window for a while when he notices it. Excuse me, I put 3rd Avenue on the map. This is the outskirts of the city. Where are you taking me? I am late for a very important interview. I do not have time for this, sir. He screams. The taxi man brings out his phone and shows him where he imputed in his app. Sir, you instructed me to drop you at the outskirts, and that is what I am doing. The man stops the car and tells him the bill. What? I cannot pay you $300 for dropping me at the wrong destination. The man threatens to call the cops, and Jacob knew he was going to be delayed if the cops got involved, so he pays the man, and before he can ask him to take him to his destination, the taxi man speeds away while cursing and muttering insults. Jacob is worried and just decided to hail a taxi that takes him to the tall building of G&G's construction company. He races into the building and goes to use the elevator. A group of people gather and enter also. He stops them in time and gets into the elevator, then presses the button and it refused to go. He tries and tries for minutes, but to no avail. A lady beside him presses the same button and the elevator closes and begins to move up. I guess today is not your lucky day. Maybe you are jinxed. I know a good psych that can reverse it, she whispers in his ears. They reach their destination. He smiles awkwardly at the woman, and as everyone leaves the elevator, he tries leaving when the elevator shuts abruptly and speeds to the last floor. He frantically presses all the buttons and even presses the emergency button until the elevator opens. He runs out of it and begins his journey to the 8th floor using the flight of stairs. 45 minutes later he reaches the 8th floor. In a pool of his own sweat, he races to the receptionist office. Mr. Jacob, are you okay? I got your email. I didn't think you were going to show up after that, she whispers. I won't say okay, but yes, I am alright. I said I was going to be late in the email, he says, half laughing, half confused. So what are you talking about? She hands him her laptop to read the email he sent to the company. Oh, and just so you know, the other G is for Gina, Mr. Gregory's wife, who died of stage 4 breast cancer last August. May her sweet soul rest in peace. Puzzled, Jacob collects the laptop and starts to read the email he sent. I would never want to work in this jungle you call a workplace. All the employees are monkeys and Mr. Gregory is the gorilla. We all know his hair is not real, we can see his receding hairline, so give me a break so him and all the interviewers can kiss my backside, because I know one cares about construction anymore. It is outdated. The company looks more to me like a swine full of little flying pigs than a construction company. What even is G&G when there is only one Gregory? We know you are Lonely Greg. Who's the other G? George, your cat, I suppose. It is so sad. This is why robots should take over humans. But do not worry, even if there was to be a zombie apocalypse you would not be affected, as zombies only eat brains, and I am not sure you have that facility in your system. Robots can do better and robots will win. P.S. Mr. Gregory, try using Gorilla Glue for your hair, it will stick better. Warm regards, Jacob Donald. He tries to explain that they must have been some kind of misunderstanding, and that the email was not from him when Mr. Gregory walks into the office and asked him to be thrown out. Jacob makes his way home and clouds his mind with thoughts, continually deliberating and doubting his mental health. Believing that he could be hallucinating, he plugs his phone and reaches for the switch. As he touches the switch, it shocks him and pushes him to the end of the wall. He passes out. Pom 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 pom, his alarm blasts as he quickly jolts out of bed. He checks his body and reaches for his phone to check the date. He realizes that it was all a dream.